It's always wonderful to get to know women, with the mystery and the joy and the depth. If you can make a woman laugh, you're seeing the most beautiful thing on God's earth. Energy can't be created or destroyed, and energy flows. It must be in a direction, with some kind of internal, emotive, spiritual direction. It must have some effect somewhere. On a good night, I get underwear, bras, and hotel room keys thrown on stage. You start to think that you're Tom Jones. When we talk about how movies used to be made, it was over 100 years of film, literal, physical film, with emulsion, that we would expose to light and we would get pictures. I don't know, maybe it's nostalgia. But the choice, losing the choice to be able to use film is going to be, it's gone. It's going to be gone. But I did, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. They made a serial out of it, so once you've had a serial, it doesn't get much more surreal than that. Surreal serial. And of course to work with Jack Nicholson and Diane Keaton, and work with a wonderful, beautiful script directed by Nancy Meyers, it was really for me a dream come true. Speed, and Point Break, were a lot of running and jumping, and then, the Matrix trilogy, had a lot of fights and wire work and green screen elements. Basically it starts with 4 months of training, just basic stretching, kicking and punching. Then you come to the choreography and getting ready to put the dance together. I think the form, the Hollywood movie, I think the quality is obviously always going to be there, and I think that the question of taste, there's always a question of taste. It's the journey of self, I guess. You start with this kind of loner, outside guy, which a lot of people can relate to, and he goes out into the world. How do people relate to movies now, when they're on portable devices or streaming them? It's not as much about going to the movies. That experience has changed. The whole aspect of cinema and film festivals should be a moment to come together and celebrate art and humanity. It would be a shame if there was such a divide. I've been really fortunate to be able to do different kinds of films in different scales, different genres, different kinds of roles, and that is important to me. It's easy to become very self-critical when you're an actor. Then you get critiqued by the critics. Whether you agree with them or not, people are passing judgment on you. People were saying that David Geffen and I had gotten married, and it just blew me away. Not that they thought I was gay, but that they thought I could land a guy that hot. How do people relate to movies now, when they're on portable devices or streaming them? It's not as much about going to the movies. That experience has changed. I have definitely been curious and involved in the process, even as a young actor. I was always looking at where the camera was, what story it was telling. And as my experience grew, I wanted to know even more. Sometimes when you make a film you can go away for 3 months and then come back and live your life. But this struck a much deeper chord. I don't have the ability yet to speak about it in an objective. I think the form, The Hollywood movie, I think the quality is obviously always going to be there, and I think that the question of taste, there's always a question of taste. Basically it starts with 4 months of training, just basic stretching, kicking and punching. Then you come to the choreography and getting ready to put the dance together. I don't know the law, the kind of law of quantity and quality, but I think the opportunity of people being able to express themselves and to have the means of production is a great thing. It's also changing how we're telling stories.